Here with GamerGuides.com, and I have a behemoth of a video guide for you. Every new Ga-Ko location in Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, along with the locations of the Kerotan from the original release thrown in for good measure. If you're looking for a specific Ga-Ko or Kerotan, skip down to the description below for a timestamp of every location in the game. Otherwise, you might want to follow along with this video as there are several points of no return when hunting for these Metal Gear Labubus. We'll note each cutoff in this video. As a general rule though, don't move on to the next map until you've found the Ga-Ko and Kerotan in each location, and save often in case you miss any. I also apologize in advance for butchering the pronunciation of the very Russian location names. Let's get started. In Dramuchi South, the Ga-Ko and Kerotan are chilling together up on this hill here on the eastern side of the map. In Dramuchi Swampland, you'll find the Ga-Ko right on the small island in the middle of the swamp. The cheeky Kerotan is on the eastern side of the exit passage from the area. In Dramuchi North, head straight from the entrance to find the Ga-Ko behind a tree. The Kerotan is on a stump in the northeastern part of the area. In Dolino Vodno, you'll find the Ga-Ko across the bridge up on the cliffs on the eastern side. The Kerotan is chilling on a post at the entrance to the bridge. In Rasvet, do not go through this door until you find all the collectibles in this area and the previous 4, as this is the point of no return. You'll find the Ga-Ko on a shelf in the northernmost room. Look for the Kerotan beyond the hole in this wall, north of the entrance to Rasvet. In Dramuchi East, you'll find the Ga-Ko nestled beneath some logs on the western edge. Likewise, the Kerotan is hidden within some tree stumps right beside it. Make sure to grab these before dropping down the cliff face here into Dramuchi North. You can't backtrack for them later. The next 5 locations you cannot collect the Ga-Ko or Kerotan in, as you won't have weapons unless you're playing on the easiest difficulty, though you can throw grenades at them if you really want. I recommend progressing the story until you meet Eva in Rasvet. She'll gift you some weapons and you can backtrack from there. On your second trip to Rasvet after getting your weapons, you'll find the Ga-Ko atop the building on the eastern side. The Kerotan is beneath the stairs on the western side. On your second trip to Dolino Vodno, the Ga-Ko and Kerotan await on the north side of the bridge, right beside each other on the eastern side. On your second trip to Dramuchi North, the Ga-Ko nests atop a dead tree right where the drone you rode on crash landed. Just to the north, you'll find the Kerotan atop some rocks, where the path splits to the north and the east. Back in the crocodile-infested Dramuchi Swampland, you'll come upon the Ga-Ko on a log on the eastern side of the zone. On the other hand, you'll find the Kerotan to the northwest behind some trees. Back where it all began in Dramuchi South, look for the Ga-Ko southwest of the gorgeous view. Jump over the log in the western part of the map to find the Kerotan up above. Now you can head back to Rasvet and continue onward into new areas. In the crocodile-filled Chiorni Prud, both the Ga-Ko and Kerotan are found near each other in a little alcove between the 2 exits. The Ga-Ko is on a tree while the Kerotan is underwater. In Bolshaya Pass South, look for the Ga-Ko on the branch of the climbable tree near the large electrical fence. You'll find the Kerotan hidden between some trees by the next electrical fence. At Bolshava Pass base, the Ga-Ko is hidden atop a small building in the northeastern corner of the map, and you'll find the Kerotan hiding beneath a chair in the central building. Believe it or not, you can find a Ga-Ko during the Ocelot fight in Bolshava Past Crevice on the western end of Ocelot's side of the arena. The Kerotan is back towards the entrance on the eastern side of the arena. You'll find the Ga-Ko in Chornava Peshera cave branch after crawling through the central tunnel in the first chamber you enter. To get the Kerotan, you'll have to take the left-hand passage and follow it all the way around to where you pick up the night vision goggles. After defeating the pain in Chornaya Peshera cave, look up to find both the Kerotan and Ga-Ko looking down from 2 different holes in the ceiling. Back outside in the Chornaya Peshera cave entrance, you'll find the Ga-Ko at the very end of the map in a crevice above the exit. The Kerotan, on the other hand, hides up on a ledge in a small alcove with mines in it. At Ponizov South, you'll find the Ga-Ko after walking through the tree tunnel on the eastern side. The Kerotan is also on the eastern side, but at the entrance to the tunnel. It's hard to miss. Taking the western passage out of Ponizov South will take you to Ponizov West, where you'll find the Gecko above the small armory at the northeastern corner of the arena. The Kerotan is chilling just below the dock underwater and in a drain. Heading back to Ponizov South and into Ponizov Warehouse exterior, look for the Gecko nestled at the base of the cliff on the western edge of the stage, just north of the easy-to-spot Kerotan. Inside the Ponizov warehouse, you'll find the Gecko atop a ventilation duct at the very top of the staircase. The Kerotan, on the other hand, rests atop a support beam near the ceiling. You should be able to snipe it from below. In Granini Gorky South, climb the first tree you see. Straight ahead you'll spot the Gecko resting on another tree. The Kerotan is in a tree at the northern end of the arena. In Granini Gorky Lab exterior outside walls, the Gecko overlooks the area from the main gate to the courtyard. The Kerotan is nestled between some trees on the western edge of the map. This area, Granini Gorky Lab exterior inside walls, has another Gecko atop a lamppost on the western end. The Kerotan looks out from a window of the small eastern building. Inside the Granini Lab, which has 2 floors, look for the Gecko in the little courtyard on the first floor, chilling above a window. The Kerotan is also on the first floor above some lockers. The Granini Lab has 2 basement floors. In Granini Lab B1 East, you'll find the Gecko above a bookshelf in the small office just before the jail cells. The Kerotan is in the very last cell at the end of the hallway. In Granini Lab B1 West, look for the Gecko in the computer room in the southeast corner. The Kerotan is hard to miss in the break room before the computer room. After defeating the Fear and backtracking through the warehouse, you'll find the Gecko in Svyatogorny South, directly northeast of the entrance hidden among the trees. The Kerotan is high up above the entrance itself. In Svyatogorny West, look for the Gecko atop a tree trunk slightly northeast of the entrance. The Kerotan is found slightly northwest of the entrance. Before heading to fight the End in Sokroveno, head to Svyatogorny East from the northeast end of Svyatogorny West. At the very back you'll find a building. To the east of it rests the Gecko up on some rocks, while the Kerotan is inside the building itself. After defeating the End, you can explore the 3 areas he appears in. Beginning with Sokroveno South, look for the Gecko just east of the small concrete building and in the northwest corner of the map. The Kerotan is just behind that concrete building. Sokroveno West features a stream running through it. At the north end of the stream, you'll find the Gecko. At the south end, the Kerotan awaits. In Sokroveno North, you'll find the Gecko hidden up on the cliff just south of the exit from the area. The Kerotan is found hidden behind a tree near one of the exits to Sokroveno South. Now in Krasno Gorge Tunnel, you'll find the Gecko at the top of the ladder on a pipe before you move on to the next area. The Kerotan is near the entrance at the bottom of the ladder. Up on this set of rocks in the wide open area of Krasno Gorge Mountain Base, you'll find the Gecko. The Kerotan is up behind the cliffs to the north, taking in the view. On your way up Krasno Gorge mountainside, you'll find the Gecko hidden in a bush on your way up the path, while the Kerotan awaits near the exit atop one of the buildings. Look for the Gecko at the north end of the Krasno Gorge mountaintop area above a sheet of metal. The Kerotan is at the southeastern end in the corner. After some sultry scenes with Eva, don't head back inside just yet. In the Krasno Gorge mountaintop, behind Ruins area, whip out your sniper rifle and look down to find the Gecko among the rocks. The Kerotan is near the bottom of the closest radio tower. Inside the small Krasno Gorge mountaintop ruins area, look for both the Gecko and Kerotan right above the exit back to the Krasno Gorge mountaintop. During your fight with the Fury in the Grozny Grad underground tunnel, look for the Gecko hidden on the western edge of the map through this hole here. The Kerotan is chilling atop some pipes at the northern end. Note that once you trigger the Fury fight, you cannot backtrack to find missed collectibles, so make sure you got them all to this point before taking him on. After, you'll arrive in Groznygrad Southwest. The Ga-Ko here is up on the northwesternmost tank garage, while you can shoot the Kerotan between the doors of the middle garage on the eastern side. Heading clockwise into Groznygrad Northwest, you'll find the Ga-Ko atop one of the tanks. The Kerotan is harder to spot in the northwest corner atop the stairs that are out of bounds. Continuing clockwise, you'll find the Ga-Ko in Groznygrad Northeast on the corner of the fence near this watchtower. The Kerotan requires you to hop down into this hole in the northeastern corner and crawl through the gutter until you spot it. The Ga-Ko in Groznygrad Southeast is atop the loudspeaker tower at the southern end, while the Kerotan is chilling atop the torture room building. Both can be seen if you head up the stairs or climb the ladder to get up. Before leaving Groznygrad Southeast, head into the Groznygrad torture room. Look for the Ga-Ko to the right of the entrance up on a shelf. The Kerotan is in the small office beneath the desk. Now heading into Groznygrad Weapons Lab East Wing, you'll spot the Ga-Ko hidden in the plants right beside the entrance. The Kerotan, on the other hand, is up the stairs in the office and locker area. Skipping along to the Groznygrad Weapons Lab West Wing corridor, take out the guards and look out the window westward to find the Ga-Ko in the windowsill of the neighboring building. The Kerotan is atop a loudspeaker tower to the south and slightly east. You won't find any more Ga-Ko until you reach Tikhnogorny. At the massive waterfall near the end of the area, look for the Ga-Ko just to the left of it. The Kerotan is back at the entrance where Snake wakes up. In Tikhnogorny behind Waterfall, look into the second storage area on the right to find the Ga-Ko on some boxes. The Kerotan is in the room with the ladder exit up on some ventilation pipes. Warning, once you climb up the ladder, you can't return to Tikhnogorny without loading an old save. The Ga-Ko in the Groznygrad Weapons Lab main wing took me forever to find. Up on this walkway, look for the Ga-Ko in the rafters to the northeast. The Kerotan is found to the east of the Shagohod, between some terminals. While fighting Volgin, you'll find the Ga-Ko atop some electronic equipment in the western end of the Groznygrad Weapons Lab main wing B1 area. The Kerotan, on the other hand, is up above the arena to the southeast. You can equip the Rykov mask to stun Volgin long enough to snipe both of them. For the following Ga-Ko and Kerotan, you have to snipe them while aboard Eva's motorcycle, making them both hard to spot and hard to hit. There's also no maps to show you, so you're gonna have to pay close attention. If you miss one, you can quickly pause the game once you enter the next area to reload the previous autosave to try again before the new area overwrites the autosave. In the first motorcycle chase area, called simply Groznygrad, look for the Ga-Ko up in a watchtower to the left of the skywalk right near the end of the area. The Kerotan is found in an earlier watchtower near the beginning of the area. In Groznygrad Runway South, Eva will stop the motorcycle in the center of some buildings. The Ga-Ko is atop some cylindrical containers, while you'll find the Kerotan on a forklift to the left. There's two Groznygrad runway maps, and they're both bullshit. The first Ga-Ko you'll spot on a marker labeled 11 on the right hand side while facing backward just before exiting the area to the next Groznygrad runway. If you miss it, immediately quit to the main menu and reload your autosave. For this Ga-Ko, I kinda just spray and prayed to hit it. Likewise, the Kerotan is on marker number 7 on the same side and requires the same strategy to hit. On the next Groznygrad runway map, look for the Ga-Ko on the right hand side while facing backward and the left hand side while facing forward on a roadside fence near marker 25. For this one, I aimed forward and sniped it when the Shagohod stopped firing rockets that otherwise interrupted my shot. The Kerotan is on the opposite side on marker number 18 near the start of the map. This one I also managed to snipe while facing forward. While sniping C3 at the Groznygrad rail bridge location, look across the map to the right of the bridge to find the Ga-Ko hidden along the cliff face. Then, stand up to see the Kerotan down to the left on one of the bridge support beams. During the second half of the Shagohod and Volgin fight when Snake is on foot, Run to where the bridge collapsed to find the GA-Ko nearby below. You'll find the Kerotan up on the radio tower. The motorcycle chases aren't over yet. In Grozny Grad Rail Bridge North, you'll find the GA-Ko near the first guard tower you come across on the front of a truck. The Kerotan is found shortly after that, in between some road blockers. Looking forward and to the left in Lazarevo South, you'll spot the GA-Ko on a fallen tree branch near where the stage ends. The Kerotan is well before that point, in front of a black rock on the right-hand side while facing forward. Lazarevo North is the last motorcycle chase stage, I promise. Watch for the GA-Ko off to the right in the river on some rocks while facing forward near the beginning of the stage. The Kerotan is on the left-hand side while facing forward just before the GA-Ko. At the fork in Zao Zyorgi West, take the path heading southwest. At the small bridge, look down to find both the GA-Ko and Kerotan below. In the wider area of Zao Zyorgi East, look for the GA-Ko directly west of the exit, and you'll find the Kerotan behind a tree at the fork in the road. Here we are, the final GA-Ko. In Rakovaj Bereg, look at the top of the trees. You'll find both the GA-Ko and Kerotan perched atop two of them. Shoot him quickly before the boss murders you.